everybody, episode 148 of the HooperCast. Welcome to YouTube. If you're looking at our beautiful faces on video, if you're listening to our beautiful voices and no faces, that means you're on SoundCloud. So thanks for joining us over there as well. And hope you enjoyed the quick pick between after the Ladybird episode. Yeah, right, Dustin?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, man. So it is now Wednesday. It is actually Valentine's Day. So hope all you lovers are enjoying the HooperCast
together.
And
as you should.
Yeah, whatever way you choose to, which says all sorts of crazy things about you, depending on where and how and exactly why you're listening to us right this second.
Yeah, that says way more about you than us.
You sick person, you.
Yeah,
anyway.
Get a life, man.
Yeah, get a life. Anyway, so yeah, we're happy Valentine's Day. I hope if you are a part of a couple, that is a fulfilling day for you to express love for your loved one. And if you're alone, I hope you got lots of drinking alone done today.
Sounds about right.
I will myself am having a bourbon for you, but mostly for me.
Mostly for me.
I'm not kidding. I'm drinking bourbon.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, okay, so hey guys, we're gonna talk about we're gonna do a little speed round, a Valentine's Day speed round of films that Dustin and I saw over the hiatus. This typically happens when Dustin and I go on hiatus, as I just said, and we tend to bank a lot of episodes. We tend to bank. We are. It's kind of like when you stop working out but you keep eating. Well, Dustin and I got fat with movies.
Yes,
and so we're here to.
Now we got to work them off.
I guess I was gonna say we're gonna purge them.
Oh, that too. Yours is more instant.
We're gonna puke.
We're getting our stomach pumped for you guys.
We're gonna puke some movies onto you guys. Well, I'd like to go first because this is, these are all just things we've seen. Just got to get these out because I have opinions. I saw part of the Emoji Movie.
And how was that?
Oh, it was bad. I came back from we went on a cruise a couple of weeks ago, and we came back on the Monday night, and what we did was get the Emoji Movie because I love my wife and she wanted to watch it, and so I promised her not only would I watch it, but I wouldn't say anything negative during it or make any groan noises or anything. And I also just for myself as a personal challenge was like, I was gonna say I think I said I'm not gonna drink during it, but I decided never mind, that's stupid.
You broke that really fast.
I'm not insane, you guys.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm not gonna go through a big list of stuff for this movie. This is just in case you wondered if I would go soft in the Emoji Movie. I really didn't like it. It's not, I don't know who it's for. It's not for kids. They don't know what emojis are. They shouldn't know what emojis are. It's not for adults because the plot and everything is just so simple and dumb. It's just a movie full of things that you recognize, and they want you, and that's the thing. Like, a week later, I showed my kids Wreck-It Ralph, and I was just like, this is so much better. And I'm sure this is where Sony got the idea from, because people loved Wreck-It Ralph and they wanted their own little digital world full of people that you recognize. But the difference was Wreck-It Ralph had characters, and all the other cameos and stuff were just that. And they expected you to see them and recognize them, but they didn't try to make it anything more than that. And anyway, so in case you were inclined to go see the Emoji Movie, or maybe you thought like me, maybe I didn't think this, but someone in my position might think, oh, this could be good for my kids. No.
And
if
you are a braver man than me.
Yeah, well, it was I didn't, what was happening? You know why we stopped? I was falling asleep.
That sounds about right.
I was falling asleep during this film, and we just stopped.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, hon. I tried to watch it, but anyway,
but you just couldn't make it.
Yeah, Dustin, did you see anything worth chit chatting about for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I saw The Mountain Between Us.
Okay.
Which stars Kate Winslet and Idris Elba.
Yeah. That seemed cool.
Yeah, it's about the two of them. They're trying to make their way back home, and their flight they can't make it out. So they end up hiring a private charter plane, and as the plane is getting over these mountains, the pilot suffers a stroke and heart attack and dies, and so the plane crashes and leaves them stranded on the mountains. Initially, they hate each other. That is the mountain between them, metaphorically. Do you get it? And then, you know, over time, the mountain, I don't know, thaws. I don't know how to extend the metaphor, but anyway, the point is,
something about climate change.
Yeah, pretty much. No, the plot of the movie is you've got these two kind of polar opposite people who are stranded in an impossible situation and sort of learn to love and trust in a weird way each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, it's pretty standard. It's you know, man versus nature. So you know, you have your classic pitfalls like cliffs and ice water and
sorry, your review is so full of puns I can't handle it. You said,
I know,
you're saying pitfalls where it's literally like a pit they could fall through. You said
yes.
Man versus nature, and one of the characters is a woman. It's just, I'm sitting here like just biting my tongue like I just let them speak.
No, and please interrupt me for puns anytime. So you know, I don't know, look, it's fine. You know, that's my rating on this one. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me mad, but it also doesn't really do anything of significant value. It's just sort of your classic kind of thing. You know, polar opposites stuck in an impossible situation learn to care for one another.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I get it. And you know, as long as you're not expecting, you know, some sort of big whatever. Yeah, that's about all there is to it. It's not like aliens show up at the end or anything. It's nothing interesting like, oh, they get to the bottom of the mountain and there's Nazis or, you know, anything. It's just they, you know, there you go. They have to survive. Do they survive? I don't know. And yeah, you know, it's one of those. It's fine. It's fine. You know, go see it. If this is the true recommendation. It's at Redbox. If you have $1.25 or whatever it is to spare, it's fine. You might as well. If there's nothing else, go ahead. It's not going to kill you.
I should hope not.
It's not going to kill you. But at the same time, like, here's
the plot
like,
of the next Ring film. You pop in the Blu-ray for the mountain between us, and you die in 7 days.
And you die instantly. No, so I think the film would have been better served if Kate Winslet wasn't in it.
Okay.
I think Idris Elba and Kate Winslet were making two different movies, and Idris Elba's movie was better.
Gotcha.
So you pull her out of it, put somebody else in there. Like, I don't know who. I guess it'd probably need to be like a blonde woman, but you know, pull somebody else in there, and then boom, like, I don't know, what's Elizabeth Banks. I don't know, somebody who's just a little more interesting, I think, and you got yourself something a little better, just from the get-go. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while on the cruise ship, I saw Waking Sleeping Beauty. I don't even know what year it actually came out in.
Yeah.
Nor do I know where you can see it. So you're welcome for doing all that homework for you. But what I can tell you is that I enjoyed it. Waking Sleeping Beauty is essentially about the animation renaissance at Disney, sort of starting with when it was kind of in its like free floating, like we're not sure we're going to have a animation department anymore, period, which was, you know, kind of somewhere around the Black Cauldron. But kind of before The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King. And it sort of takes you through that area. And it's really fascinating because the guy who's filming a lot of the behind the scenes footage is actually John Lasseter. And it's a really, you've seen this, right, Dustin?
Yes, I have. It's been a long time, but I have seen it.
So we watched it on board a Disney cruise, and it was really interesting just to see, like, you know, their offices and then the new animation building, and then, you know, they all thought they were going to get fired, so they had a whole day where they were just like, they played like cops and robbers or something. Like it was fun to like witness all these people, and you get like they peer over a cubicle at some point and it's like, hey, there's Tim working, and there's just like this weird looking like ghost of a man, and it's Tim Burton.
And
it's so like, oh, like he just looks up with that face, that dead face that he has these days. He looks as dead those days as he does now. But yeah, it's a good documentary. I mean, documentaries to me always are graded on a scale because by learning and by being exposed to information or surroundings, truthful ones I'm not used to, that's high for me. So in terms of a rating for Waking Sleeping Beauty, I'd probably give it a like a 3.5 or a 4. Like, it was pretty good. I mean, I again, I didn't know what else to expect. Like, it doesn't deserve a middling grade. Like, it's fine. It's like, that was interesting to watch. It's short. I mean, that's kind of cool. Now, I will say one thing I didn't like about it. I didn't like the absence of talking heads. Like, over and over, you're hearing voiceover from like Jeffrey Katzenberg and Roy Disney, and it's like, so I don't know if they had to pull the audio from other interviews. It didn't sound like pulled from other interviews. So it's like, so you pulled them into an audio booth to be interviewed, but you didn't like put a camera on them. Like, it would have been cool to see Michael Eisner on camera. Like, that's just one of the things about documentaries that pull you in. And maybe they were like, maybe it was a creative decision. Like, we want to show more of this B-roll. But personally, I was just like, you can show me the names, but I like to put faces to it. I want to see who's talking. So, that's just a technical critique of it, but that's a matter of preference. Some people might not be keyed into that, but yeah, Waking Sleeping Beauty, I think, is worth your time. So if you know where you can find it, I'm sure it'll be on that Disney streaming service in a couple of years, but for now you can probably find it at a library. God, I would think it's on streaming services. I'll try and do some homework and throw it up on the screen for you or something. Try to tell you where you can see it. For all I know, I could have just flashed a big text that says "nowhere" on it.
You can't find it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know. Maybe it's on iTunes. I'm gonna search really quick.
Okay. Well, while you're searching, I'll briefly say also that I've been watching Dave Chappelle's comedy specials on Netflix, because Dave Chappelle's hilarious, and it's nice to see that guy back somewhere where I can be exposed to his work. So this one particular special is called The Age of Spin. I'm just telling you the title because that's the one I watched. There's others. There's another one in Texas. I think there's 2 more after that. But yeah, I stand up. I mean, I like watching a good stand up special, and people like Chappelle, who I feel like is not only funny, but I feel like is objective enough to understand the world in a way, like not like with wisdom, but comedians are gifted with a certain amount of insight and objectivity. They have to be able to do their jobs. So it's interesting to have like a Dave Chappelle or a Joe Rogan or a Bill Burr up on stage, kind of pitching you an exaggerated version of their view of the world. And it's really interesting in terms of, I mean, just from a philosophical perspective, just getting someone else's perspective in a way that you definitely haven't thought of it before. And then just on a basic level, just laughing and watching them entertain a gigantic arena full of people. It's really something. So, of course, Dave Chappelle is one of the best. So, I mean, if you want to watch good stand-up and maybe you've never watched Dave Chappelle, I mean, my God, go watch Chappelle's show. But I mean, the stand-up specials are very good. Yeah. So I would give those, a 4 and 4, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. They weren't life-changing, just great, just good stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
Sweet. Well, I actually also saw another movie. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, let's do one more real quick.
Okay, so I saw The Foreigner, which stars Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. It's directed by Martin Campbell, who you may know from GoldenEye or Casino Royale, or from Green Lantern.
No.
What a quality film Green Lantern was. But it centers on Jackie Chan, who he takes his daughter to get a prom dress, and while she steps into the prom dress store, while he's parking, a bomb goes off and destroys half the block, including that store, and so his daughter dies in this terrorist attack. So he is now trying to get to the bottom of who did it, and his way of doing that is by essentially terrorizing Pierce Brosnan, a high-ranking government official who he believes knows who these terrorists are. So essentially it's Taken, but instead of him taking on the people who directly kidnapped his daughter, or in this case killed his daughter, he's taking on a guy who he believes has information for the duration of the film. I think this could have been a really good film and a really good film for Jackie Chan. And I think his part in it was really good. The problem was, unlike Taken, it's not as laser focused. It feels like you've got Jackie Chan in this very interesting story, and then they decide to give you Pierce Brosnan's side of the story too. So now all of a sudden you're kind of splitting your focus. So you're following Pierce Brosnan, and then Pierce Brosnan has all of this family stuff going on, like maybe his wife is cheating on him and all of this stuff, and it just sort of like dilutes what the main plot of the story is. So like if you said, Dustin, what's it about? Well, it's about Jackie Chan, but really the majority of the movie is probably not spent with Jackie Chan. And to me, that's kind of disappointing because I think that's the most interesting part of it. And even if the majority is spent with Jackie Chan, it's not enough. He's our point of view character, and I feel like he needs to be our conduit throughout this whole film. I have nothing wrong with them sort of switching and giving me a little bit of what Pierce Brosnan is feeling, being hunted by Jackie Chan. But the problem there is that by doing that, you are removing the focus and giving me stuff that isn't necessary for the story. Sure, it pads out the runtime, but it's not necessary. And then at the end, when we reach our conclusion, it feels like a mixed bag because the conclusion is very much for Jackie Chan's character. I mean, the whole plot is set up for him. So the conclusion, of course, relates to his character. But when you get there, it doesn't feel as weighty because we've spent half the movie with other people. It could have been a really good film. I think it just needs either to be re-edited and made a heck of a lot shorter, or it needs to be simplified, or it needs to just be completely rewritten so that the whole thing is from Jackie Chan's perspective, and then all of a sudden you have a character who we know as much as he knows, and then that kind of helps us root for him because throughout this film we're kind of keen on information that he does not know. It puts us a step ahead of the character that we're supposed to be rooting for, whereas in Taken you have Liam Neeson, we're with him the whole time, so our knowledge is limited to what his knowledge is, and so we have no problem in cheering for him as he reaches his next goal because we know that that's going to give us more information to figure out where his daughter is. I just think it could have been a really good film, but I guess maybe what I wanted it to be was another Taken because I love Taken so much, and I also wanted it to be a really cool return to form for Jackie Chan. It was neither of those things, that blocks it, just bumps it down for me. I guess I guess if I had to give it a rating, it's fine. It's 3 stars. It was fine, maybe a little bit below that, but it's it certainly didn't make me mad. It didn't piss me off. It's fine. And I don't know. I guess I just wanted it to be more. So
it sounds like there's lost potential for that sort of thing.
That's really the main thing is you do want it to be a Jackie Chan movie and it's not.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, that was a good speed round.
It was.
Well, thank you guys for listening to this episode 148 of the HooperCast. So if you are on SoundCloud, just reminding you can go to the YouTube page and subscribe there, and you can get the show on video. And then YouTube people, you can go on SoundCloud if you are on the go and you'd rather listen to the show audio only. So yep. We'll check in on Friday. Happy loving today, and I hope you return after that incredibly invasive and creepy well-wishing.
They won't.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.